Hey buddy, if somebody sent this to you, you're being an asshole at game night. I hate to be the one to break it to you, and trust me, coming from somebody that subscribes way too much value in how they do at video games, it's hard to hear. But we're going to talk about people that are too competitive and how to have a good, fun game night. This video is mostly about board games, but it is relevant to every other kind of game as well. People mean when they say they're too competitive, and your sister, uncle, grandma says, "I'm competitive," and they start to lose and start to sulk, making everyone uncomfortable. It's just a bad feeling. They think they're being competitive is their eagerness to win. This is a natural reaction, which comes from insecurity. What being competitive really is. Merriam-Webster defines it as a desire to compete. It is related to your desire to win, but not defined by it. It has even less to do with your reaction to losing. A competitive person seeks strong opponents and welcomes defeat as an opportunity to learn. I will stop harping about this and let's talk about how to have more fun at the game today. The first thing to consider is, are you playing competitively or casually? Most of the time, you're going to be playing casually with friends and family, and winning and losing doesn't matter at the end of the day. But there are times when you will be in a competitive tournament or playing poker for money, where you can be more of a competitive setting. We're going to start with casual. When you are playing games with friends, the first thing to remember is that you aren't there to play the game, which is counterintuitive, but the primary purpose is to spend time with your friends. So don't focus on the game too hard. Try to be present for the conversation before trying to win. One caveat is you should pay attention enough that you can take your turn quickly enough that other people don't have to sit and wait for you too long. Nobody enjoys sitting there while you are distracted and have to be reminded of what's going on over and over again. This is a hard balance to find. You can read the room to see how people are feeling, see if you need to speed up. The main thing that ruins game nights is getting too serious. When you realize that you're losing and you start to get agitated, you can take a step back and breathe. Remember, most games you are playing with your friends are a lot of randomness, and it's not always a reflection of your skill, and anyone that tries to tell you otherwise to gloat because their winning needs to be slapped. If that's you.
Stop it. Get some help.
I know you need validation, and it's the only way you know how to get it. But go to therapy. Okay, that was a tangent. We'll get back on track. If you were mad about randomness getting screwed over by the dice, I'm with you, because that can be frustrating. When you physically cannot win because of the dice or cards, it's infuriating. You just have to remember that it doesn't matter, and you can learn to laugh it off. But for competitive, I don't have a ton to say about it. You have to compete. If someone beats you, you need to learn to respect them. Take their hand, they were better than you. Take the opportunity to learn. You learn this early in martial arts, it seems, to get lost in other sports, but you're on a journey of mastery and anger simply gets in the way. Competitive rivalries help you improve, but only if they are respectful. These are some things you should avoid doing in games to keep the day fun for everyone, because they piss people off. A card laid is a card played. This is an old adage. People use this to say every game action is final, you can't take anything back. If it's a chess move or a card played, now it seems reasonable at face value. You don't want people taking things back, stalling, or delaying the game, and makes decision making difficult, but the rule does more harm than good. It makes people spend a bunch of time thinking, afraid to make mistakes, because if you make an error, the hammer comes down and you can't do anything. Before you come after me, I'm going to talk about Magic the Gathering. In competitive Magic, competing for thousands of dollars, the official rules allow players to take actions back as long as they don't gain new information. This wasn't always a rule, but it made tournaments run smoother, so there are competitive tournaments for money, which are a lot more serious than your game of hearts with your grandma. Games you play with your family aren't supposed to have all the rules memorized. You play like twice a year. Rule of thumb, if a game state hasn't changed much, let them take it back. Now for competitive settings. For the most part, follow the rules of the tournament, but there are some situations where you can be a little forgiving with your opponent because you want to beat them and fight them at their best. Wouldn't be a true challenge if they were handicapped by little forgetfulness. This is shown by Magnus Carlsen, letting his opponent change his move after he took his hand off the piece. This is normally not allowed in competitive chess. His opponent moved his piece one additional square, which was a massive blunder. So he let him take it back where he intended to move it originally, but slid it to the wrong spot. In competitive chess tournaments, just think about that. I'm going to say mean plays. This is a broad category. I'm going to define it as unoptimal plays for various reasons. First, we have spite plays. Did you make a move just to spite someone? Like someone who swung a 1-1 at you turn 1 and now you have a vendetta? Even though there's a bigger threat. Funny plays. Hot take, it's only funny if you're not ruining somebody else's game. Only troll yourself. I don't have a name for the last category, but I'm going to call it "cause I can." In Exploding Kittens, when somebody uses 3 cat cards to steal your diffuser, and you stop it with a nope card, and somebody else plays a nope on your nope, this shit is what I'm talking about. The person is using a finite resource to screw you over in a situation where the outcome does not affect them is ludicrous. If anything, they wouldn't want to steal it because it would create a power imbalance not in their favor. You ask them why, they say, because I could. Did I write this entire video to complain about something that happened to me? You can't prove it. I demand a lawyer. Obscuring information. Now, this is obscuring game information. When somebody won't tell you how many cards they have in their hand or how many victory points they have, they might say, you can look at a stack of cards they have at the table or a hodgepodge of stuff they have in their hands. Besides, being against the rules of most games, it's just annoying. I will also extend this to not reminding people about relevant rules and actions they are performing. For example, if you're moving a unit in Warhammer and they don't have any command points, and you're saying, this guy can fire Overwatch for free, do you want to do that? This reminds them of the option you have so it can make a decision from there. This isn't required, but it's a good way for people to not feel blindsided because you can't expect them to have all the rules memorized. Conclusion, to wrap things up, be forgiving, be nice, and helpful to your opponents, and calm down. It's not that serious. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you. Remember to comment and subscribe. It really helps me out. I do want to do some more of this video essay stuff. I think I didn't talk about like conceding and stuff in games, which is relevant, but that needs a whole video on itself. If there's anything you want to see, let me know in the comments. I'll put it in the schedule and we'll see what we can do. Thanks for watching. Remember, not all who wander are lost. See you later.